It was supposed to be a simple plan. No violence, no mistakes. But in one single moment, everything went horribly, horribly wrong. We're talking about the case of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. And to really understand what happened to her, you have to understand the plan. A plan that was supposed to be perfect, right up until it wasn't. You know, a retired FBI special agent said it best. His words were, the plan was not to hurt her. This wasn't supposed to be some brutal attack. It was designed to be a quiet abduction for ransom, in and out. But here's where it all completely fell apart. The plan was clean. Get in, get out, get paid. The reality, though, was an absolute nightmare. A violent struggle, a bloody crime scene, and a case that would kick off a massive federal investigation. And this right here, this is the fatal mistake. See, it wasn't the mask that failed. It was the person behind the mask. Nancy Guthrie knew him. Maybe his voice, his build, the way he walked, something. She recognized him. And in that one split second, the kidnapper realized his perfect plan was over. So, with the plan totally shattered, the suspect just vanished. But he left something behind, a trail of digital ghosts. And now investigators are hunting him down in the one place he thought he was completely safe, online. And that's the million-dollar question for the FBI, right? How do you catch a ghost? Especially one who was so careful in some ways, but, as it turns out, so incredibly clumsy in others. Get this, the camera at Nancy's house shouldn't have even been recording. There was no subscription, but somehow Google was able to pull the footage, and what they found was chilling. The suspect wasn't just there on the night of the crime, he was there days before, casing the entire place. He thought demanding Bitcoin would make him untraceable. That was a big mistake, because the second he tried to turn that crypto into cold hard cash, he hit a wall. The exchange he used required an ID, and just like that, the ghost suddenly had a name. But, you know, his digital mistakes weren't his only ones. He also left a trail of physical clues, clues that would end up telling a story he never, ever wanted told. 41 minutes. That's how long he was inside the house after the camera went dark. 41 minutes. That is not a quick grab and go. He was looking for something. The question is, what? Then you've got the blood. Forensics found that the blood on the porch was aerated. Now, that's a technical way of saying it had mixed with air, which typically means it came from a hard blow to the face. This wasn't an accident. This was a fight. And here's maybe his biggest mistake of all. Once he got inside, he must have thought he was safe. So he took off his mask. For over 40 minutes, he contaminated the entire crime scene with the one thing he was trying so hard to hide, his DNA. So while the FBI was carefully piecing together the real evidence, the internet was doing what it does best, just creating chaos. And the storm of rumors was threatening to completely drown out the truth. The theories that started popping up online went from just wild to downright cruel, and all of it was just noise, making the real work of finding Nancy that much harder. And I'm not making this up. One of the theories that actually got traction online was that Nancy was teleporting. It's a perfect example of how completely detached from reality all the speculation became. But it wasn't all just harmless, weird theories. The speculation took a really dark turn, pointing the finger at the one group of people who were suffering the most, her family. Let me be crystal clear about this. That is 100% false. Law enforcement has been emphatic. The family is not involved. They are victims in this, not suspects. Period. So, okay, let's cut through all that noise. Let's ignore the fiction for a minute and get back to the hard facts. Here is what we actually know. Here it is, side by side, the facts. We've got pacemaker data, we have that recovered video, and we have forensic evidence of a struggle. The fiction, baseless theories about the family, and yes, teleportation. The evidence tells one story, and it points away from the home. So what does all this mean? Well, experts say the answer here probably isn't some wild, complex conspiracy. It's likely something much simpler and much more tragic. A story of greed, maybe obsession, committed by someone who thought they had the perfect plan, until they didn't. In the end, it all comes down to one question. The one question that started this entire nightmare. Who was the person that Nancy Guthrie recognized on her porch?